Hi, welcome to the Medium channel. Welcome to our new moon forecast. And new moons form the template for the entire lunar cycle to build upon. So knowing what's happening at the moment of the new moon is important for the next 4 weeks ahead. So I'm going to dive on into that. And we also have, I'll touch in on the astrology and numerology a little bit around this new moon. We'll go into the five things that we need to know. There's actually six, so there's a bonus one. Some spiritual exercises to practice, or what's suggested, and I have some divination cards that may add on to this. And there's going to be more of like an energetic forecast and an actual events forecast. If you're looking more for that, we just did the entire month just the other day, just like 2 or 3 days ago. So we did the forecast for the entire month of July. I think it was on June 29th or June 30th that I did that. So that'll have more specific predictions, but it's more of an energetic forecast for us. So I'll say a few quick hellos. Not a lot of people on. I mistakenly scheduled this when Joshua from Mr. Floyd's channeling channel does his Tuesday evening channeling. So I apologize for that, but you guys, if you want to get more information, he channels Saint Germain and Archangel Raphael. Check out Mr. Floyd's channeling channel. And I have a feeling a lot of the people that go to both of our events are at his event right now because they want to be live during the channeling, and then they'll catch mine as a video. But either way, it works out. But usually I try not to overlap these things with his. So because he's such an important part of our community. So anyway, I just wanted to give that shout out, that general apology to you guys for that misstep on my part. Oversight might be a better word. So I like to give the live people a minute or two to get on. So let me just say we have Victoria, and I don't know if that's Haley, Chaley, or Kaylee. Kaylee, probably, right? I think we've done this before. Anyway, hi Roseanne, hi Stacy, hi Laura, hi Brianna. There's not a lot. Hi Michael, welcome. And yes, there's not a ton of live people to say hi to. And yes, hit the like button, show your love, and that works. That's been helping. I've been a little bit more on that, and the last few live streams have gotten hundreds of more views than some of the ones a few weeks ago. So we're getting the word out there. We're getting it out there. There's a lot of resistance, so there's a lot that's trying to obstruct it energetically, but patience, perseverance, and just having an open heart and being in a positive vibration makes such a big difference. So anyway, it's Shay. Oh, Shaylee. I get it. Shaylee. Thank you for clarifying that. All right. So there's no time like the present. We may as well dive on in because most of you are not watching this live. Most of you are catching this as a video. So let's do it. So I'm going to put my glasses back on. There's an unwritten rule around here. When the glasses are on, Adam means business. But I'm happy to say this is not a doom and gloom lunar cycle at all. There's very positive, uplifting energy that's happening. As part of that, we're in a great awakening. We're in a great purge. There's a lot of corruption being exposed. We'll get a little bit more into that. So, it's not going to all be a bowl of cherries, but the general feeling and the energy around that's really, it's happy, positive energy. So let me dive on in. So the new moon happens here in the East Coast of the good old USA at 6:57 p.m. on July the 5th. So that's Friday. If you're in Central Europe or points east of there, it's actually going to be on July the 6th. Right. So it's going to be, it's going to be a day later. Right after midnight. So for most of us, it's a universal 20 day. 20 in Chaldean numerology is the awakening in the Chaldean system. And it's also the judgment card in the tarot. So that is the awakening or the awakener. And because in some parts of the world it's happening on the 21st, the 6th. July 6th. That's a universal 21 day, which reduces to 3. 2 reduces to 2. Note that 2's lunar ruled. Note also that the sun and the moon are both lined up in the sign Cancer, the lunar ruled sign. The moon is a big player this month. And then 3's Jupiterian. So also, you slept 11 hours, Laura. Good for you. I don't know. I think the last time I slept 11 hours, I was drugged or was on anesthesia or something like that. If I sleep 6 hours, I'm happy. That's a good night's sleep. So anyway, let's dive into a little bit of more fun stuff here. So there's not a lot of aspects in this new moon. The full moon is going to be super charged with tons of astrological aspects. This is going to have probably more of a flowy feeling. It's water sign. Sometimes the new moons are a little bit lower energy in a way because we're starting a new cycle. Mars sextiling Saturn is going to add a little bit of juice in that through the planet Mars, with Saturn actually in the Neptune ruled Pisces. So Neptune, as I'll explain as I go on, is also a very major player of the planetary influences in this lunar cycle. Now, to get more of a personal forecast, get your chart. Note what degree, what sign, what sign. I told you what sign it's in. It's in Cancer at did I mention that it's at 14 degrees? It's not in my notes. But I'll mention that the new moon's in 14 degrees Cancer. 14 degrees, I believe that's the same degrees as the star Sirius, the fixed star. I'll get more into that in a second. But find out where on your natal chart where that plays in, what aspects it forms, what house it's in, and that'll give you a good personal template. So this is more of a universal forecast for this community and the world at large, but you may find that it taps into you personally also. So 14 is very special because the number 14 in tarot is the temperance. It's Archangel Raphael, the healer, and good management of self and others and affairs in life. So it's a really nice, good balancing positive energy that comes in with that numerology. So Mars sextiles Saturn in Pisces. Mars is in Taurus. Saturn and Neptune are both stationed. They're going retrograde, or they went retrograde also, but they're both stationed. Dreams are going to be very strong around this new moon. So those of you that are talking about dreams and sleeping. And Pisces is also a very sleepy sign. So we've got Saturn in Pisces, which is Neptune rule. So again, Neptune and Moon, the major players. You have Saturn and Neptune. Neptune's in Pisces also. And Saturn's also sextile Mars. Saturn in Pisces. This is Neptune ruled. So there you have it. 20 is also lunar ruled. And 20 is about ascension. So it's a big awakening. And again, the conjunction with the star Sirius. Now I have to be clear that this is an astrological conjunction only, because the elliptical, which is the path of the sun and roughly where the planets go, is very high in the sky. Right now on the 6th, it's going to be at approximately 22 degrees north. Could it peak to 23 degrees north, which happened on the 20th of June. Sirius is actually south of the equator. It's about 24 degrees south. So they're really not conjunct, but they are, because they're astrologically conjunct in the same degree. So still, Sirius is that, it's like a portal energy that beams transmission and frequencies to us, and some spiritual teachers and channel call it the spiritual sun. Also, it's the brightest star in the sky. It's not the closest, but it's the brightest. And the only things that are brighter other than the sun and the moon are Venus and Jupiter, basically. Maybe Mars. I'm not sure about Mars, but definitely Venus and Jupiter are brighter. So anyway, so that's a little bit of that. So yeah, so you Piscean people, you're going to get a lot of charge out of this. So the first thing to know, massive spike in awakening. And we're going to see that locally. We're going to see that globally. We're going to see signs of that. We've been kind of trending in that direction anyway. So this new moon is going to be a really nice catalyst in that direction. So my glasses on for a reason, not only because I mean business, but also I have notes to read. So, massive spike in awakening signs. You see signs even around government officials, things that leak out in the news, stuff like that. Yeah, with the connection with Sirius, it's going to really spike the UFO scene. A lot of the UFO sightings are more plants than actual extraterrestrials, but there's still a lot of extraterrestrial activity that's going on. Excuse me, my nose seems to like to get itchy when I talk on YouTube for some reason. but in any event, so we'll see more in the way of extraterrestrials. I mean, some of the sightings are real. Some of them are, I think, are government plants or maybe beyond the governments, more in the global network of rulership on this planet to try to centralize things and create fear based on some unknown entity from outer space that may be a threat to the world. So, let's band together as a world, and we, your trusted leaders, will centralize everything. We may take a few rights away, but it's for your own good, right? So anyway, keep an eye. The conspiracy theorists call that Project Bluebeam. We know that many conspiracy theories are just undiscovered facts, not all of them. So here on the Medium channel, we're not talking about conspiracy theories, but things that are going on, things that are tangible. I'll, of course, interpret what I believe and what I feel, as long as I'm not pissing off the YouTube algorithm and getting my video shut down. So we play a fine line here, but the point being is that there's a lot of evidence that supports things like Project Bluebeam, just like there's a lot of evidence that supported the lab leak theory for a certain virus that we all know and love. That about a year and a half ago, if I mentioned that, I would risk getting my video shut down. Now it's the leading theory. Now, is it a lab leak or from a lab? I'll let you guys answer that for yourselves. I have my own theories. I'll leave it at that. Those of you that know me well enough kind of have an idea of what that theory is. But in any event, so that's part of the awakening now. That's part of the awareness. So how do we get contacted by extraterrestrials? Usually it's telepathically. Sometimes it is literally. So that can happen for certain people that are a certain level of starseed or certain level of awakening. But for most of it happens telepathically, and it's so strong that we know, especially if you meditate, especially if you're able to get out of your ego and to get more into your higher self through meditation practice and through heart expansion. You'll know and trust it and listen to it. Many people are going to start channeling that haven't been and doing automatic writing. That's all part of this new moon energy. Let's see what else leads in. So this leads into the 7/7 spiritual portal. So that's 2 days after the full moon, and yes, Sirius is illuminating new and the new moon energy. It's all illuminating to more spiritual energy, more intuitive energy, more growth with your intuition, all that stuff. Still, a lot must play out, and on the surface, we may see things getting worse, but the signs of hope are going to be emerging, and we'll be able to see that around us. So that's basically number one. So Universal 20-day opens those who are ready for spiritual initiation. So that's what 20 is. It's the number of the awakener. Initiation. Initiation is not easy because it's symbolic death. We have to leave a lot behind to step into our new power and our new frequency. So a lot of us are undergoing that in our own ways. Many will still feel dissatisfied with their lives, but it's because they've been tapping into a higher calling and they're seeing the trappings of how they've been living or where they've been living. Sometimes feeling disenchanted, dissatisfied is not a bad thing, because it's kind of your higher self telling you that there's something greater and better for you now. So many of us will feel that. And this is the collective quantum leap. Now, the master teachers, for those of you that are new, that's the group or team that channels through me when I do energetic transmission and upgrades. They're the ones that lead that. So they've been telling me that the quantum leap of consciousness is actually peaking around the Perseids meteor shower, which is really just a little over a month away, right on the heels or right after. I guess that's the same thing, right? It's right on the heels of the 8-8 Lionsgate portal. So this is going to be a big time. And quantum leap, is a term in quantum physics, obviously, that denotes the patterns of electrons, that they exist on certain energetic levels. And when they change energetic levels, they don't just gradually change, they leap from one level to another. So there's certain fixed levels that the electron goes into. Now, in recent times, they validated that a quantum leap's not a leap, it's just a very rapid transition from one energy level to another that may take several millionths of a second to accomplish. So it appears to leap to us. Now, in the macro collective consciousness, that's going to happen probably over more of a course of months, maybe a little bit longer, but it's peaking right around that time. So we are shifting to a higher frequency, and it's peaking right around that time. So this is the time to prepare more meditation, more heart opening, clearing old resentments, old shadow aspects, all that stuff, to be purely in your power, clear with spirit, clear with yourself, clear with your intention, and all that stuff. So anyway, so that's number one. Point number two, healing. We have this beautiful 14 degrees, which brings in the energies of Archangel Raphael, the healer. So focus on healing. Universal energies are aligned for healing karmic issues, chronic issues, things that are difficult to heal. And this is happening, on a macro level as well as on a personal level for a lot of you. So if you have chronic things, if you have repetitive things, this is the time to apply more healing energy, to call more on Archangel Raphael for your healing and your upliftment, basically. So I wrote in my notes, double down on heart, brain coherence, mind over matter, developing the ability to do energy healing. And it's natural, but if we're locked into the old programming, sometimes it's hard to break out of our old mold in order to feel the flow. But there's always energy flowing through us and through everything. And we start to disassociate with the physical or with the programming, and we tune into the heart in the present moment, then we start to feel that energy flowing through us. And if we can work with that energy, we can start to clear some of the blocks and cogs, and we can start to enhance that energy to heal ourselves and to provide energetic frequencies to help other people heal themselves also. I'm tempted to say to heal others, but in actuality, they heal themselves. We just provide energetic impetus for them to do that, basically. So what else did we write down here? That's basically it. So focus on healing. Focus on, and the universal energies are aligned for healing karmic issues, chronic issues, and things that are difficult to heal. I know, instant replay. I repeated myself. Third thing, I mentioned this is a happy energy, so you might be scratch your head with this one. But the third thing to know and to be aware of is loss also. So let me qualify that. It's just part of our collective spiritual awakening that we have to leave things behind in order to go into new direction, into new areas of our life. Sometimes that involves people. Sometimes that involves romances, marriage, family members, or stuff like that. Not an easy thing to do. These are things we've pretty much been talking about here since around 2022. I mean, it's been going on longer than that, but these energies keep ramping up. And now that we're on the threshold of the great cosmic flash or solar flash or the quantum leap or whatever word or term you want to associate with it, this is really the time for any unfinished business to be done with. So we have to be discerning. Not everybody that's difficult in your life is worthy of cutting ties with. So we have to trust our heart and intuition on that one. And you'll know, trust your feelings when you're not in your thoughts, when you don't have wishes or desires or want something to happen with a person, but you're completely free and clear of that. Your intuition is going to always be 100% accurate. But if you attach any personal attachments to it, then your intuition is compromised, because our egos overshadow the more subtle forces of the intuition. So again, we have to be very clear. So what do we write about that? Mostly leaving friendships, relationships not aligned with your awakening at this time. This is a critical time in our collective and personal shifts. So those that aren't ready to grow will only weigh you down at this point. So use discernment, but this is a time of letting go and loss also. So loss is kind of a strong word, and it's not necessarily permanent, but part of the loss is thanking the connection, thanking the person, the situation. Our family, like our parents, raised us, even if they weren't quote unquote good parents, they raised us to the point where we could raise ourselves. Our relationships, our friendships brought us from point A to point B, so we could so we could have certain experiences and certain awarenesses, so that we can ascend from that point on. It's just that some people that were aligned to us at one time are no longer aligned to us. Not everybody's ready for what you're ready for in this awakening process. Some people are going to take longer. So for a lot of you, this awakening is going to be like a new level of awakening. For some of you, it's going to be more the traditional awakening, where we start to get ready, we start to become aware of energies and spirit and stuff like that. There's different awakenings, there's different levels of it. And that's different from being woke, by the way. But through spiritual awakening, you develop being woke also. So focus on spiritual awakening, the political awareness, the ills of the world, and all that stuff will follow. We'll be part of that as well. So anyway, so number 4, what we talk about loss, and the next thing we talk about is all new beginnings. All new moons are new beginnings. It's the beginning of a cycle. This particular new moon, especially good for matters of the home. Cancer is the ruler of the 4th house in astrology, that rules the home. Also money, Cancerians tend to be shrewd business with money, but also matters of the heart, because it's the moon. The sign Cancer is very giving and very loving, and moody, yeah, crabby, because it is Cancer, the crab. If you like the term moonchild better, fine. If you're a Cancer, maybe you don't want to be named after a disease. I don't know, but whatever the case. So there's that. Increase manifestation work. The first 72 hours of a new moon. So it starts on Friday. We got a few days to think about what you want to manifest this month and beyond. Those are ideal for new beginnings. So what new beginnings do you want to create? Do you want to establish, basically? So number 5, massive exposure of corruption and deceit in the news, globally, in your life, locally. Those that aren't right, or that have been, that have had hidden agendas, or that have been talking behind your back, or working against you, they're going to be revealed in some way or another. Just like a lot's going to come up in the news. A lot with the economy is going to blow up, basically. Good economy, unemployment down, sure, whatever they say. And that they may have facts and figures to back it up, but that's not what I'm seeing in the world. And I'm seeing a lot of stress about money. I'm seeing my business, which is technically a luxury service that I offer, go down. I've seen all of this stuff. Because why? Because people don't want to spend money. People are afraid of money. Yeah, and stuff like that. We can't be afraid of money. We have to know it's an energy, it's a frequency. If we tap into that energy, no matter what the economy's doing, you can find a way to buck that system and make it work. Think of Han Solo in Star Wars. Don't tell me the odds. Remember that. These should be words that echo in your mind. You want to play a Powerball? Do it. Don't think of the odds. Feel the riches and the wealth as if it's already happened. So that's part of the manifestation, all new beginnings. But we're already on point 5. The massive exposure of corruption and deceit in the news and in your life. So Saturn in Pisces. So Saturn is basically the structure, the infrastructures, karma, lessons learning. Pisces is the subconscious. It's all that Neptunian energy. Pisces sextiles Energizer Mars in Aries. This is going to help to catalyze, because the ruler of Pisces, Neptune, is about illusions and delusions, as well as spirituality and psychism and intuition. So our intuition grows. Things get exposed more easily. And again, that's going to be happening on a lot of different levels. So we're going to see, through some of the agendas, like in the economy, for example, and world economy, with the the G7, the BRICS nations, different nations switching groups or whatever. Not that I'm personally warm on this, but the facts are that we're seeing in Europe, especially the far right candidates are tending to win the elections, and I think in a way that's going to catalyze some changes in global economy also as well. And so we're seeing signs of it, and we're seeing signs of trying to eliminate the dollar. There's like reverse ATM machines at sporting events now that you actually have to deposit your cash to get a card to pay for amenities at like a baseball game and get charged what you would get on an ATM if you wanted to withdraw your money. So they're working long and hard to try to phase out cash. Well, cash can't be tracked. Cash can't be controlled. Anything that happens on a computer can be monitored. That centralization. There's so much awakening. There's so much pushing back on that. I personally can't see cash being done away with. I personally can't see the centralization of money and power to the detriment of those that are struggling in the first place. I can't see that going full circle. But some elements of the economy are going to have to crash and burn in order to rebuild on a stronger foundation. So I think we're going to see some signs of that also as part of the mass corruption being exposed, as well as mishandling of pandemics, false information being presented on the mainstream news, and then shutting down people that have the truth because of misinformation, basically. Who benefits from the misinformation that the media wants to portray? The pharmaceuticals benefit, the big tech benefits, those that rule the world benefit. So, again, further validation that we've been seeing since I've been studying stuff since around 1980, that we've been seeing that profit is more important than the well-being and even the lives of the individual. So in any event, all this is coming up. So I think this is going to be a month of more massive exposure. Not that June disappointed. I said similar things for June also. I think we're going into an even higher level of that. Yes, yes, yes. So anyway, so I mentioned there's a number six. Six kind of piggybacks another one. Which number was that? I don't know the numbers, but about the awakening. Psychic awareness spikes. So trust your intuition. Practice your message work, giving and receiving messages either for yourself or others. By the way, we're going to be starting on Zoom. It's going to be monthly for the summer. Then it's going to become bi-monthly or actually twice monthly, I think is the correct semi-monthly, I think is the correct term. I'm going to do a message circle where we can get together and just give and receive messages from spirit. So there'll be more information on that. Since I'm on the topic, gosh, what's going on? There's a lot of the stuff that's going on. Anyways, I can't think of it all right now. Maybe spirit doesn't want me to. Let me just take a quick break, grab a little bit of water, then we'll move on to things that we want to know. And I'll check in with your car private master. Thank you for that, Laura. Yeah, we do try to pack a lot of information with that. So what's coming? We've got a big retreat coming up in the Catskills, August the 2nd, the 4th. Part of that retreat is that you'll get a 2.5 hour download with called Power Attunement that has the whole program in it and 5 original meditations in it. So that's all complimentary for everybody that goes to the retreat. This is going to really be about connecting with spirit, empowerment, healing self and others, manifestation, and learning who our guides, our extraterrestrial guides. So we're going to really go deep into things. And what it's going to happen is a lot of us are going to clear things that are obstructing our spiritual path right now. So there's going to be a lot of that. So it's going to be very interactive, and half of it is going to be pre-planned classes, and the other half is going to be channeling, where the master teachers are going to work through me and give me exercise. So I don't know what those are going to be yet. We'll find that out together. So anyway, that was the main thing I wanted to bring up, that's happening. Something else, but I can't think of it right now. So that'll have to do for my advertisements for the day, unless spirit makes me think of something else. So a couple of exercises. I wanted to talk about the flame technique. Now because not everybody saw the the full July psychic forecast where I explained how to do that. I mean, I encourage you to watch that also because I have more specific predictions there. But yeah, the collective is in turmoil, and they're telling me spirit mirrors. Okay, let me write this down so I don't forget it. I'll teach you how to do spirit mirrors in a second if you don't know how to do that. But this goes along the lines of the collectives in turmoil. It's not their fault. They're deeply programmed. Most people can't get out of their programming because it hijacks the emotions. And the primary emotion it hijacks is fear, which is an extremely powerful emotion. And it causes people to do unthinkable things when they're in fear of their lives. I mean, they're not really, their lives aren't really being in danger, but that's how the programming makes you feel. And what we feel is everything. So this is all in the collective. So the way the flame technique works, you get a flame, a candle, you get really relaxed, you gaze right into the center of that flame, feel the energy of that flame right in the center, like right above the wick, there's a bright spot. It's a focused gaze. It's not a stare, because stare kind of, the word stare makes me want to tense up. There's a lot of power in the words that we use. The word gaze makes me relax. So it's a focused gaze right at the center. And then I feel that. Then I feel like I step into the flame, into the center of the flame, and I visualize the fires all around me. And that's the barrier between me and the lower collective, all the turmoil out there. So when you do that, you get a little bit of a respite from being connected to all that craziness in the collective consciousness. We can't help but to feel it because we're individuals, but we're connected to the heart. We can't help to feel it. So this is a technique to shield you from that. And if you do that, that's going to be really helpful in a lot of ways. It's going to be helpful for your healing. It's going to be helpful for your intuitive growth, your spiritual growth, and all that kind of stuff. Now, spirit mirrors and I last time I went shopping, I regretted not doing this because I got one lady like staring at me and then ducking behind corners. It was like really weird. And then another cashier just literally poked me, and it was just a negative energy transmission, and saying that my car was in the way when it wasn't in the way. So it's like I regretted not doing my spirit mirror before I went out. So I went home and cleared all that crap. But anyway, the way I do it is I get really relaxed. You always tune into your breath. Inhale, exhale, get present. When you do that, your conscious raises automatically. Now, in my class, I teach people how to drop into that meditative state in 4 to 10 seconds, and through just basically becoming aware of breath, clearing mind, feeling your shoulders, your chin, and your forehead relaxing. If you can do these 3 things, your shoulders, chin, and your forehead are your 3, for most people, the 3 principal points where we hold tension. So if you can relax that, get present, breath open, your whole body relaxes, and then you come into a higher frequency or higher consciousness. You drop into a meditative state. So once you're there, what I do is I visualize shiny silver light all around me, and then I visualize that light flips so that there's like giant mirrors that are pointing outwards in the edge of my aura, and I set the intention. These mirrors will let positive energy through, but it deflects negative energy away. And doing that and getting in the habit of doing that's really going to help you to not feel so much of the negativity of the world, just to feel enough to be aware, because you don't want to shut down completely and be in non-awareness, because that's not helpful either. Everything is a question of balance, a question of yin and yang. Hi, Millie, welcome. And hi, Anna, welcome. So I inadvertently scheduled this during Josh's channeling, so I apologize for that. So anybody, I explained that in the beginning also. So I think some of you guys just came in. Oh, hi, Mr. Floyd. Speaking of the angel, there's a Josh in the flesh. So we mistakenly, and that's on me, scheduled this during his channeling. So when we're done with this, if you want to get some channeled information through Saint Germain, go to Mr. Floyd's channeling channel. Get an itchy nose. I get an itchy nose a lot also. Yeah, especially when I'm talking. So there's the spirit mirror. So that's how we do that. And then the usual, feel the flow. We talked about that before. When you stop your thoughts, open your heart, and you just open, you start to feel energy. And there's Tai Chi, then there's yogic practices to feel that. But a great way is to find your favorite tree, hold it, feel the energy to the tree. You have to get open your heart, feel that you're part of that flow, and that's going to help you to feel the flow. The trees want to teach us how to do this also. But that's the main ones. And of course, heart, brain, spirit coherence. So we have videos on how to do that. It's basically it's an exercise in heart opening, expansion through the master frequency of gratitude. Because when we feel gratitude, we're in the ultimate state of receiving, and the universe is the ultimate giver. So when we feel that with open and expanded heart, we match the frequency of God or spirit or source, and we're part of that energy and part of that flow. So when we're there and we're present, whatever we feel, whatever we desire, if we place that in our hearts in the present moment, then we start to create that in our lives too. But the idea is when we do the heart brain work, the heart becomes coherent through gratitude, appreciation, and compassion. The heart and the brain are really two parts of the same system. The heart being the largest electromagnetic generator in the body. The brain's the number two. So the brain really receives and transmits the information. So as Dr. Joe Dispenza says all the time, my favorite go-to teacher, basically, if you can hold a feeling in your heart of your future, what do you want to create in the future? Hold that feeling in the heart. What would it feel like to have so much money that you can go anywhere? If money is what you're trying to manifest, and you never had to worry about money again. You can go anywhere you want. Feel that now. So feeling is of the heart. Then you set an intention and visualize. That's of the brain, right? So our intentions are of the brain, our feelings of the heart. So if you can blend a vision of the future with what that would feel like if it was now, then if you are expansive in presence and what's the right word, linking or blending with the quantum field, you're sending that signal into the field that creates everything. And if you repeat that, the signal gets stronger and you start to manifest that in your physical life. So this is a really good manifesting new moon. They all are, but that's very key to do. So last but not least, I have divination cards and maybe get some new messages through. I have 3 of them today. I want to check in with Kyle Gray's Divine Masters Oracle to get a feeling that way. So I will just take a second to just get open my heart and mind and get present and open myself. Saying just pull the top cards. I'm going to pull the top card with my dry fingers if I can get them to pull this card. Hathor. So this makes up for the fact that I'm not using the Isis Oracle, although I could. I don't think it's that far away. So we got a powerful Egyptian deity. Anyway, Hathor, light activation. Well, what are we heading into? The great cosmic flash, the 7/7 spiritual portal, the 8/8 Lionsgate portal, the Perseids meteor shower, and we just passed the solstice. All this is about light activation, acceleration, brilliance, stand in your light. So this is something to just add or to attach to what we said already. You stay in your light. How do we stay in our light? Well, one way to do that is don't fear the darkness, because what happens when we fear? We place energy on that. We place intention on that, and we start to create and recreate that. So the dark is just absence of light. It's 50-50. According to Dr. Dispenza, we phase in and out of the quantum field 7.8 times per second. This is according to his research. Firstly, I thought it was more than that, but also, well, they're saying what's more is that we're not light, we're light and dark. So we have the physical reality, but we're always phasing to physical to void, void being the absence or non-reality reality. It's always an interplay of the two, zeros and one, like the binary code. Zero is spirit before manifestation. Zero is nothing, no thing. One is the beginning, and all that. So Hathor can help us to do that, apparently. So we really, activate the light by accepting the darkness also, right? Can light exist without darkness? So there you have it. So that's that. Frequency of the week. Our frequency of the week, according to Lon's Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. Hi, Stony. And then anybody else? Millie, if I missed you, hi also. Laura B, hi. Once we end, if you want to go back to the beginning, we got lots and lots of good stuff in today. So clear your mind. Here we go. This is the card they brought me to. Conception, number 16. So literally, I actually, believe it or not, I do mix these cards up and shuffle them before I use them, being that we pulled this either last live stream or the live stream before that. It's also key 16, which July it's a 15 universal month, but 16 is that it's August. 16 is the tower. It's to level, to rebuild. So that's part of the energy. But the frequency of conception implies or invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, that place where everything in creation began. How about the heart? That's a good place to go, right? It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of the space and what we can manifest through our own focus, awareness, and intention. So, the heart is the portal to the universe, the portal to the light, the portal of conception. So that's the heart. Also, the heart of the universe, right? That's the Big Bang. No matter what direction you go in the universe, the farther out in the universe you go, the farther back in time you go. You can't really see the star Sirius right now because it's conjunct the sun, so you can't see it. But when you can see it, it's 6.5 light years away. So you're seeing Sirius 6.5 light years ago. If you can see through powerful binoculars or telescope the galaxy Andromeda, that's hundreds of thousands of light years away. So you keep going, and eventually you get to that flash. You get to the Big Bang. And that flash is activating a cosmic flash here in consciousness on Earth. So conception, it's a new light. It's a new beginning, a new reality, a new Earth. What is it that you're going to create on this new Earth? You don't have to think about it now, but meditate. So the center of the universe, there's a light. The center of the Earth is a big light. It's the molten iron, right? And then the center of the heart also. So you find spirit at the center. You find the origin in the center. And there's one heart, just infinite manifestation, just like there's infinite realities that are possible. So we're individual manifestations of that one heart. So we go deep into our heart, we can get to that internal Big Bang, into our conception, not just our physical, but our spiritual conception, and work with that energy to create change also. Anyway, that's how I'm interpreting that. You're right, Laura, the shattering of old structure. So in Chaldean numerology, the symbol is literally the shattered citadel. And Chaldean numerology is where a lot of the more modern numerological systems are based upon. They have a different interpretation, a different way of doing things a little bit, but I like to know all the different systems. I think they're all relevant. Last but not least, I've got we'll just get a quick message from this deck that's called the Divine Abundance Oracle. And they either have like a message or a meditation process that we can do. 7:47. We've been on 44 minutes according to my clock here. And so anyway, just to be repetitive, comment, share this if anybody that you think might benefit. We are all about getting the word out here. It helps with my personal agenda. It helps with spirit's agenda. It helps with planetary agendas. When all three of those are in alignment, miracles will happen. So anyhow, what do we have to say about divine abundance? Because everything that exists in abundance, from the 15 trillion cells in our body to the trillion of cells we just inhale with our atoms we just inhale with our last breath. And the card I pulled is limitless. Well, we are limitless, right? The only limitation are that of our own mind and our own programming. This is something that Bob Proctor used to say over and over again. The only limitation you have are the limitations up here. There are no limitations. There are people that can move objects. That's called telekinesis. They can bilocate. Jesus walked on water, right, and raised the dead. Limitations are just what we make it. We limit ourselves, and it's the programming that's responsible for it. So what do? We counter the old conditioning and reprogram ourselves. So the message here: see yourself open to receive in the most miraculous way. The divine can use anything and anyone. And that is a great message. And I've seen that happen so many different times in my life. So Friday evening at 8 p.m., because I work late on Fridays, that's where we're going to do the channeling with the master teachers. I don't believe Heather's available for this one, so we'll grab her for the full moon then, so she can do some healing work with us also, because it's the Cancerian new moon. It's a very healing cycle. And on the flip end of that, we'll be closing out. There'll be the astrological new blue moon in 29 degrees Capricorn. Very busy. I'll have a lot to say then also. And that's it. That's what I got going on. So Friday's your birthday. Well, happy new beginnings, Mr. Floyd. So you will be starting your 20 year. Wow. So you've been in your new beginnings year for the last year. You're 19 one year. Now you're 22 years. So what new intentions did you form? What new beginnings did you have? I've got a few ideas. So this is going to be like an awakening, so expect a lot of downloads and a lot of personal awakening. As you work to help others, they're going to help you. So cool. And that goes for anybody else that has a birthday on the 5th. It's the 5th, right? Yeah. And you escaped being July 4th. I shouldn't say escape. That's a cool day to have a birthday also. Independence Day, that's actually a really good day to have a birthday. So let's celebrate our spiritual independence as the Americans celebrate the independence of our country. Love you guys. I'll see those that want to come in live on Friday. We'll see you then. Thank you. Love you. And I have well, one person pulled out and somebody's interested, but they haven't left a deposit. I've got 2 or 3 openings still. So let us know. Information's always on the pinned comments, and it might even be on the description of this video. I don't think it's in the description. So right now, when I close, I'm going to pin that on the comments. But more information is in my website, AdamBetweenTheWorlds.com. And then for people that want to practice message work, this is free, by the way. I'll accept donations, but this is going to be free. It's on Zoom. It's going to be on the 11th. That's the first meeting. And I'll do a little meditation. We'll just give messages, either from deceased loved ones or spirit guides or angels, or channel messages to each other. Give and receive. That's what a message circle is. So we can grow together that way as well. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And anybody else that has a birthday around now, happy birthday to you too. And your grandfather, the one that helped liberate Germany, right? That grandfather, Josh, 7-4. Very cool. All right. I'll let you guys rewind now. I love you. Thanks for being here. See you at the next video.